Welcome to episode 9 of Kings of the North. We've blasted through another season. What's happened? Let's have a look. Season 7 is in the can. We've managed to finish in mid-table, which is pretty decent. Ideally, I would have liked to hit the playoffs, but too ambitious. It's a slow build this, and this is what I like about this game. We're doing a slow build to get to the Premier League, because we are such a tiny club. Attracting players of that standard, it's been a bit tricky. So 13th result for me. If you remember the last time I had such trouble getting a left back, well then I got one. He wasn't match fit, so we started with 3 at the back. And if you look at the match results, we started great, but then it just went off a cliff as usual. So by around late September, October time, left back got up to pace, match fitness. Started a 4 at the back system, which I'll show you in a sec, and we strung together a quality run between October and December. Really good. We peaked at 6th position. I had eyes on the Premier League. I thought we're going to do this. And then I made a balmy couple of decisions in January transfer window. Balmy. So we get to January. We're hovering around 6th to 8th. We're looking good for the playoffs. And I made promises to a few players where I'll send them out on loan. I don't know why I did that. I already had the smallest squad in the league. So when Moa and Max Sheaf came to me, starting to kick up a fuss, I didn't want the dressing room turmoil. I thought, right, I'll let you go on loan. I'll get some players in because it's January and we'll be alright. So off they went on loan. Did I get anyone in on January? Did I? No. So what's that's left me with is a paper wafer thin squad of about 16 players to use for the rest of the season, and that came to bite us directly in the ass. Now what I said about the squad I was left with, what you see is what you get. We've got our first 11, we've got our bench, and that is pretty much it. I've had to use a few development centre players. I could not get anyone in January because once again the board gave me no money. We're going to have words. If I was on a different type of save, I would be quitting, but what can you do? So the formation change, the thinking behind it was I wanted to use my best players to their full capabilities, and my best players are not in defence. So we have our back 4, they are what they are. My best players are Odamosu, Bizet, obviously, and a combination of either Augustine or Joe Lowndes if I play him up there. So we focus on those front 3 doing the majority of the work. The back 4, back 5, if you include the half back, they're just there to somehow keep goals out, which they did a lot better this season. So it worked really well. Bizet had another good season. Not as prolific as last season, but still another 17 goals. Gotta be happy with that. And Odamosu, 11 goals, 14 assists, player of the season. And he is the reason I have beef with Beckham. My squad was wafer thin in January. Couldn't get anyone in, let 2 players go. Wrong move. But since then, we're battling through February, we're battling through March, and what happens? Odamosu gets unsettled by, and they're still after him, look, Inter Miami. Beckham's Inter Miami. Sniffing around Odamosu, he's got a release clause of 4.4 million. They weren't getting anywhere close to it. They were bidding 1, I think they started off 500,000, the cheeky. Went up to 1, went up to 1.5. There's no way I was accepting it. This man is the key player. He doesn't play an advanced forward at the minute, he plays from the left. So Inter Miami, the MLS transfer window is obviously different to ours. Kept bidding, unsettled him, and he tailed off a bit as the season came to a close. So that affected things. David Beckham, you are on my shit list. So yeah, 13th. It might sound a bit disappointing, but for the way this club's building, I'm quite happy with it. Next season is the one that we are definitely going for the playoffs. I'm hoping now we're an established Sky Bet Championship team, we can get that better quality of player in. I've got a bit of money back there. It's just whatever that fucking board give me. If they give me another 0 transfer budget, I'm going to be flipping. Now, the back end of the season, we finished quite well. Had a few defeats, but from March, April, May, if you can see that, only 2 defeats. The last game of the season was a dead rubber against Swansea, who they won the league, so I played a few players that normally wouldn't play, but we basically lost 1 out of the last 10. So we're going for the next season. We're gunning for the playoffs. The players I'm going to bring in, we'll get to that now. Previous video about prioritising your key positions, that's what I'm going to do right now on this vid. So if I look at my squad there, who's good enough, who's not good enough. Joe Lowndes is going to go back to Newcastle. I would be absolutely amazed if they give me him for a 5th year on loan. I've got to try, but I don't think I'll get him. So let's take him out. I need a right back, an attacking one at that. Centre backs, they were okay this season. A new signing, Jimmy Dunn, had a good season. Bernard has been with me since the Van North. It's time for him to drop down to backup. I'm going to need a centre back. So there's 2 positions straight away. Charles came in at left back. He was okay, solid. Not enough assists for me. I need an attacking full back. Charles will be the backup. Martinez was fantastic at half back. He stays. Morley, he's okay. He's more of a League 2, League 1 player. I'm gonna keep him there with an eye on another playmaker. Box to box, Skinner was brought in on loan. He was okay, just okay. Didn't get enough goals for me. I need a box to box midfielder. So now you can see the gaps that are appearing in the team. These are the priorities that I need to get for next season. Now the front 3, Bizet stays, obviously, although I need quality backup for him because he's touching 30. Odamosu, Beckham, he stays. He's got a contract to the end of next season. I really need to renew that fast and get rid of that release clause. The other position is right wing, inverted winger. Augustine, for me, 2 hit and miss, only 5 goals, only 5 assists. Average rating's not quite good enough. He's going to be benched. Take him out. Now you can see my positions that I need. Starting 11. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key positions. So it's going to be a busy little window. Okay, so episode 10 will be in the Championship, our first few games. I've got to do a few more updates next season rather than just blast through, because I did a little poll and people like to say a few more updates rather than me just banging through seasons and see where we're at. Our trajectory, is that how we say it? You can see our history. We're going well. There was a 1 slight blip where we went down to come back up, but we're there now. We're in the Championship. We've got 1 stage to go to the Premier League. We're going to have a good off-season, a good pre-season, get these players in, and let's see what we can do for next season, and we're looking for them playoffs.